How to curl your hair. Slowly and with diagrams. All of the recordings in this video are mirrored so that it's easier to follow along. You should be copying my movements as if you were seeing it in a mirror. First, we're going to need a few supplies. Most crucially, you are going to need a curling iron with a clip. Some people use a curling wand or a hair straightener to curl their hair, but for this video, you're going to need the clip version. I also suggest you get a hair tie and a small hand mirror, which we're going to use later in this video when we curl our entire head of hair. Now that you have some supplies, let's quickly clear up some vocabulary. The thin, movable part of the curling iron is called the clamp or the clip, and the cylinder part is called the barrel. When you hear people talking about curling hair, you're going to hear them talk about curling away from your face and curling toward your face. I'll go over what that means exactly in this video, but I want you to know that there are 4 basic curls that we're going to be going over, and they are curling away from the face on the left side, curling away from the face on the right side, curling toward the face on the left side, and curling toward the face on the right side. With that, let's get started. Actually, no, one more thing. Do not turn on your curling iron yet. We are going to start to learn how to curl our hair with the curling iron unplugged. It should be off, it should be cold to the touch, and it should therefore not actually curl your hair yet. Basically, it just makes sense to practice a little bit with the heat off before twirling a 400-degree heated metal rod like 2 millimeters in front of your face. Let's really get started now with the easiest curl for right-handed people to do. Curling away from your face on the left side of your head. I want to talk about what it even means to curl away from the face. Take a look at the clamp lever. When you're curling away from your face, it means the clamp lever should be twisting in the direction, well, away from your face. So as you twist the clamp lever, of course, you will be going in a circle, so on the way back, the clamp is kind of going to go toward your face again, but as long as you started off in the direction away from your face, then you're doing it right. So from the top, with your left hand, grab a chunk of hair. With your right hand, grab the curling iron and point the clamp facing the mirror. So you notice the Conair logo is showing toward the mirror and the barrel is facing you. Then you're going to make the curling iron sort of chomp your hair with the clamp sitting on top of your hair. Let's see that one more time. And now we're going to curl away from the face. Start twisting the clamp away from the face and gently start pulling your hair through the iron as you twist the barrel. As you're twisting your hair around the barrel, gently tap the clamp lever to loosen the chomp as need be to continue twisting through the hair. When you've gone through your entire strand of hair, finally kind of pull down to release it. And one more time from the start. So, chomp. The clamp is on top of your hair. You're going to curl toward the left, curl away from your face, keep twirling your hair, tap the clamp as need be, and pull down to release. And with that, we've learned our first curl. Hooray! So we've seen how to curl away from the face on the left side of your head. Now we're going to stay on the left side of our head, but we're going to curl in the other direction. In other words, we're going to try curling toward our face. So how do you do that? You might think that to curl toward the face, you just do the same thing as before, but just curl in the opposite direction. So, chomp the hair like before, but at this point, curl toward the face. Note that this is not going to work. If we just twist the other way, we're going to get a weird crease in the hair. You see what happened there? We don't want that. If we look at again how we curled away from the face, you're going to notice that your hair always stays flat against the curling iron. This part is really important. Your hair always needs to stay flat against the curling iron, whether you're curling toward your face or away from your face. So if that's the case, how do we curl toward the face while keeping your hair flat against the curling iron? The trick is, you're going to need to hold the curling iron slightly differently from before. How to curl toward your face on the left side. This time, you're going to hold the curling iron rotated 180 degrees. In other words, the barrel should be facing the mirror and the clamp should be facing you. So we start with our hair in the left hand, the curling iron in the right hand, but notice how this time the barrel is facing the mirror and the clamp is facing you. Now we make the curling iron chomp your hair again with the clamp underneath your hair this time. And then this part is the same as before. Gently tap the clamp lever to loosen the chomp as need be to continue twisting throughout your hair. Then when you're all done, gently pull to release. Now we put it all together. Hair curl on the left side of your head toward the face. So again, chomp with the clamp underneath your hair. Then we twist the clamp lever toward the face, all the way down to the hair strand, and finally pull down to release. We've now seen curling away from and toward the face, meaning that we're halfway through the 4 basic curls. Now let's do the right side of the face. We're going to go a little faster now because curling the right side of your head is almost the same as curling the left side. The only difference is in the arms. Curling your hair on the right side of your head away from the face. So first of all, what's the difference between curling the right and left side of your head? Well, if you're like me, you want to keep the curling iron in your right hand while curling the right side of your head. So in order to do that, you have to be careful with your arm placement. I'm going to show you what I do, which admittedly looks a little weird, but it gets the job done, and it doesn't make me feel like I'm about to drop the curling iron on my face. Okay, so this is step 1. You're going to grab a strand of hair in your left hand and pull it toward the right side of your face. And then with the curling iron in your right hand, you'll cross your right arm over your left arm to chomp your hair with the curling iron. Yeah, I know it's a little awkward, but it feels less awkward with practice. Hug your left arm closer to your body to make things easier. Alright, let's go over the full motion now. You see that my left hand is holding my hair, right hand has the curling iron, right arm goes above the left arm, and we chomp the hair. Now from this point, curling away from your face is the same as before. That means the clamp still faces the mirror and the barrel faces you. The clamp goes on top of your hair strand, not underneath, and you begin twirling away from your face. So you just twirl all the way down the strand, and once you get to the end, pull down to release. That covers curling away from the face on the right side. That leaves us with the final curl, curling toward the face on the right side. We're going to go a little faster with this last one, since there's nothing really new here, it's just a combination of things we've seen before. We're going to start with the same arm position as before, with the left arm under the right. Again, the left arm holds the hair, then your right arm goes on top with the iron. Remember, when we curl toward the face, we hold the curling iron flipped 180 degrees, so that the clamp faces toward you and the barrel faces the mirror. Then clamp down and curl inward toward your face. So keep curling all the way down the strand till you get to the end and pull down to release. We did it! That's all 4 basic curls. Now let's do a quick review. Here's the first curl that we learned on the left side of the face, curling away from the face. The clamp is on top of the hair, and you're moving that clamp lever away from the face as you curl. So curl all the way down your hair, and then finally pull down to release. Here's that same curl on the right side of the face. Remember, our arms are a little different this time, with the left arm holding your hair close to your body, and the right arm on top of your left. But you see that the same thing, your clamp is facing the mirror, the barrel facing you, and you're going to twist that curling iron away from your face, all the way down the hair strand when you pull to release. Okay, back to the left side, curling toward the face. Remember that the barrel now faces the mirror, the clamp faces you. You put the clamp underneath the hair, and you start curling the curling iron toward your face till you reach to the end and pull down to release. Now for the final curl, the same thing on the right side of the face. You have your left arm underneath your right, you have barrel facing the mirror, clamp underneath your hair, and you're going to curl the curling iron toward your face, down the hair strand, until you pull down to release. Now that we've covered all the basics, it's time to actually curl our hair. I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how I curl my hair. This is my routine for curling my hair. Your routine will probably end up a little different. At the end of this video, I'm going to explain that there are a bunch of parameters you can tweak when curling your hair, such as how you section off your hair, the direction in which you curl your hair, and so on. But for now, I'm just going to explain the routine I've settled upon. I curl my hair in 3 layers, and I just use a hair tie to tie up the hair I'm not curling. You'll see this in the video. I also alternate the direction in which I curl my hair. This helps keep my curls from clumping together, and it looks a little more natural. I don't do a great job of keeping track of what direction I'm on, which is fine as long as I'm generally alternating. I feel compelled to give one last disclaimer, which is, I didn't really do the most amazing job curling my hair in this take. I'm still early on the hair curling journey myself, and some days go better than others. Maybe one day I'll re-record this, but this is good enough for you to get the idea. Now let's go! Okay, let's get started. So, right now I'm sectioning off my hair. I'm just tying up that top section of hair. In other words, the hair I'm not going to be curling, I'm tying that up in a hair tie. So I'm starting with this bottom layer, and I'm grabbing my first strand of hair. My curling iron is on this time. And I'm going to start curling toward the face. This is because this is the bottom layer, and the top layer I'm going to curl away from my face, so this bottom layer I want to curl toward my face. Okay, so it's just like how we practiced, curling toward the face, pulling downward to release, and you see we get this nice little bouncy curl. So I told you that I alternate the direction of my curls, so if the first one was toward the face, the second one is going to be away from the face. So we see that the barrel is facing me, the clip is facing the mirror. I curl my hair, curl the curl all the way down the barrel, and push down to release. I'm going to speed things up for a second as I finish this side of my head. Okay, so I think I'm just about done with this side. I'm actually going to use a mirror, as I've said before, to check. And I noticed some strands of hair don't really look very curled, so I'm going to redo this one real quick. Just curl this guy again. And I don't know what direction it should have been in, but looks like I'm just curling it away from the face and bringing it down. Okay, so now I'm satisfied with that side. I'm going to go over to the other side of my head. So I grab a strand of hair. And remember, I'm going to start curling toward the face since this is the bottom layer. So I just curl this strand of hair toward the face, all the way down this strand, and pull the curling iron down to release. Then I grab the next strand of hair, which, again, alternating directions means I'm going to curl away from the face this time. So, alright, we see the barrel is toward me, the clip is toward the mirror, and I'm curling around the barrel like we've seen before. So again, those are the first 2 curls. I'm now going to speed up the video to curl the rest of the side. And like before, I'm using the mirror to check my work and check the back of my head to curl the spots that I missed. Now I have one layer done. I'm going to use some hairspray to just lightly spray this layer and help hold the curl. I'm not going to use that much though. Okay, Now we're ready to go to the next layer. So I'm going to untie that tied portion of hair and tie up really just sort of like the floof at the top of my head, kind of like the extended bangs area. I'm going to tie that up and do that last. Start on this middle section. So I'm going to start on the left side of my head, and this side I'm going to curl away from my face. In other words, the opposite of what I did on the bottom layer. So clip on top, barrel toward me, curling this layer away from the face. So I'm going to do these first two curls in real time like I did before. Curl this one away from the face, and this next curl toward the face, alternating directions. So grab that strand. Once I get a hold of that strand, curl this guy toward the face, wrapping it around the barrel and pulling it down. And let's speed up the video for the rest of this side of hair. Curling, curling, curling. And I'm actually just gonna do the other side of my face really fast too, because, you've seen this before. No real surprises here. Still alternating directions, going all the way around the head. And once I'm going to the back, kind of using my hands to just feel for the curls that I've missed, as well as my handy mirror. Okay, now I'm ready to do the final section of my hair. I take out the ponytail entirely, and so I do something a little weird, which is like I grab the strand of hair that's like second closest to the edge of my face, if that makes sense. And I start curling toward my face. And the reason for that is like the section I left out there to the left is the most important one. So I tend to do that last. So this one starts toward the face because that section to the left that I haven't done yet is going to be going away from the face. So with that, I'm alternating directions again. So since that one was toward the face, this is going to be away from the face. And once I finish this curl, we're gonna just speed up the video again. All right, this layer was fast because there wasn't that much hair there. So I'm finally going to do that last strand, the most important one, and I'm going to curl this away from my face. So hopefully it goes well. And there you go. Okay, I've now finished curling all the layers of my hair. I'm going to use some hairspray, spritz a little all around my head. And now I shake out my curls. The way that I do this is I flip my hair over my head and just go to the base and shake out the curls. I don't really run my hands through the curls, I just shake them. And just kind of play with my hair a little bit until it mostly looks like how I like it. So again, this honestly isn't the cutest I've done my hair. Probably if I could do it again, I would redo a couple of the little curls right there that have kind of clumped, and redo a few on the back. But here you have it, mostly curled head of hair, and twirl around. See, I would redo some of those curls if I could do it again, but I'm not going to do it again. So there you have it.
All right. So you've seen how to do the 4 basic curls, and you've seen a demonstration of me curling my hair. How do you go from watching this YouTube video once to actually being able to curl your hair? The answer is, you're going to have to do some homework, which I'm going to assign to you right now. It makes sense to set the right expectations before starting. The first time you curl your hair, it will probably look bad. You're going to need to practice in order for this to actually look good. Here's the approach that I suggest you take. For the next 3 weeks, curl your hair every other day. So if you followed what I just said, this is essentially committing to 3 weeks of your hair looking bad. I promise the 3 weeks will go by faster than you think. The goal here should be to master the 4 basic curls and to train your arms' muscle memory. You need to train your hands and arms so that you can perform each curl as an atomic unit without really thinking about it. By the way, if you've ever wondered, how do people curl the back of their head when they can't actually see anything back there? The answer to that is muscle memory. If you've trained your arms and hands to do all 4 curling motions without really thinking about it, then it becomes possible to curl your hair essentially without looking at the back of your head. Plus, you can always use a hand mirror to check your work. Now, after 3 or so weeks of practice, when you have the 4 curling motions ingrained in your muscle memory and you can perform each curl without thinking about it too much, then you're ready to make your hair look good. This is the fun part, and this is the part that's not really covered in this video. Luckily, there are plenty of YouTube videos that can help with this. Remember, this video was meant to be like a remedial class for all those other hairstyling videos on YouTube. Here's a quick summary of some of the different things you can experiment with. You can try playing with the direction of your curls, whether they go all away from your face, whether you alternate your curls, or do some other sort of combination. You can experiment with a different number of layers and sections. After you curl your hair, you can decide whether you leave it as is with some hairspray, or if you try brushing it out to make your hair curls a little softer. You can try varying the temperature of your curling iron. You can try getting a different size of curling iron, something bigger or smaller. Basically, there are all sorts of fun things to play around with after you mastered the basics, so go watch YouTube videos or read some hair magazines to get some ideas. Okay, and that's all I have for you. Thanks for watching my video. Let me know how it goes. If you have feedback on this video, or if you just still have trouble curling your hair, go ahead and file an issue on this GitHub tracker, linked here. Thanks again for watching, and good luck curling your hair!